Hi, this is the Link to the Past Randomizer Daily Race here on Speed Gaming 3. This is our open weekly that happens every Sunday. We have a match. We have our two players on here. We have Lana Bean and P-Train. And this is out of a pool of 19 other runners. I'm Professor Bender, and joining me is Dr. Earworm. How are you doing?
Doing well. Excited to watch this race. I've watched both of these runners play before, and I think it's going to be a good one.
Yep, it'll be pretty exciting. Yeah, this is out of a pool of 19 runners. Or actually, not. Let's take that back. It's actually 22 runners since I just last checked. We'll go ahead and send them off here because I'm the one behind this. I'm the one who's ruling it. I'm the one who's gatekeeping it.
You're wearing a couple different hats here today. Comms and helper and
yeah, I do a lot of work. So they're going to be underway here in just a minute. We have Lana Bean running one of the sprites that I know it's a Link sprite, but I don't know specifically what it is. And Peach, I know he's going to be using the bobblehead Link that he made. is going to be it is pretty amusing.
I have not seen this one yet. I'm very excited.
This is something that he made. It's not on the web. It's not on the website. There is a option that you can upload your own custom sprite, and this is what Peach uses, and it's pretty funny.
Fantastic.
And away we go. So Peach going to go ahead into Sank, getting a bottle with a good bee in it, and Link's house has a single rupee.
The all-powerful green rupee. Looks like Lana Bean has a intractable lead with that green rupee. Not sure how P-Train's going to catch up.
So yeah, this is Lana's going to do the traditional start, the start that most other people will do. That is the Uncle Star. We got some bombs out of that, which is nice.
Yeah, it looks like guards are in the arrow pack, so not going to be much help there, but the trees are raining bombs, so that's going to be great.
Yep, that was the tier 1 drop that was acquired. There's Uncle with 20 rupees, giving just a little passing remark before going away for Lana. She's going to get 10 from there.
That's the inheritance from the uncle there. 20 rupees.
Yep.
Well.
So now Lana Beam will get her bottle with the good bee in it.
Did we get a lumberjack check from P-Train? I missed it.
I believe so, but I missed it. If there was, I must have not seen it.
Thanks. Chat's letting us know it was just 50 rupees.
Okay. Yeah, and subsequently I missed the map check, so because we're just trying in that little sort of confusion, so out to a good start already.
Yeah, it's all right.
We'll get a map check from P-Train, and P-Train also actually going to take some extra time to abuse the fact that it is that tier 1 is just bombs.
All right, P-Train's making his way down into Kakariko. What are we going to find?
Yep, start things off pretty simple. We're going to Blind's Hut.
Right, we got ether, we got a heart container, some more money, and some arrows.
Ether Medallion is interesting. It doesn't do anything just yet because we have no sword. But if we get a sword and we have some magic on hand, we can kill the mini Moldarms quicker.
We got a question in chat about P-Train's sprite. Is P-Train's sprite broken on purpose? Yes. Task is failing successfully over there. That's P-Train's bobblehead sprite.
Yep, that's a sprite that he made just as a bit of a joke, just to have a bit of fun. and a bunch of money. That's it.
Yeah, not much else happening in Kakariko so far. We got a vanilla bottle. Well, almost a vanilla bottle. Vanilla bottle plus some goo from the bottle merchant there.
Oh, okay, cool. Our tracker caught up with it. It was just a pendant on Hera. The remaining was just regular crystals. Second check, which is just a regular bottle. A lot of bottles to start off. Getting really close to bottle percent. But we gain that's 3 bottles, and it's actually, which is nice because that's free. It's free safeties.
Especially after so many rounds of the SG Live mode. I always find myself getting really excited when I find, an extra bottle or a bottle with some goo in it, or, ooh, we got a sword on the library. All right, we'll be back for that.
Yeah, we'll see, because there's 3 other swords out there, and then we might grab it. Who knows? But it's kind of unfortunate. It feels unfortunate because if you were looking just to do the quick kill with the mini Moldorm Cave, then you're not gonna be in particular luck. But we did get some footwear, not the one we need for library, but it is flippers.
Yeah, those are the less exciting footwear.
But it does open up stuff. So.
Chat pointing out we had a bottle-locked bottle, and Lana being not so happy about that, leaving the sick kid with a little gift of a bomb on her way out.
All right, we're now into South Shore. Next, of course, is the typical setup that most typical route that most players will do, and pretty much every player will do, for the most part.
Yes, especially when you've got a seed that's giving you so many bombs. Even though our runners don't have a weapon yet, heading to Mini Moldorm Cave with 8 bombs is it's not easy, but it's more comfortable than if you're going down there with 5 or 6.
Yeah, it really having that many bombs helps with going for bomb strats, which is most of the time what you'll see. Sometimes you'll get lucky and get a sword on if you're playing open. Other times you're playing casual builds, you just use your sword, just kill them all the time. It's not been too much of a concern. Oh, Petron actually going to use the good bee in this case. I like that.
That's fantastic. Get him, bee.
This is something that not many people will do.
When you have one, it's more just a matter of, for me at least, it's always just a matter of, do I remember that I had it? Hey, and there's a sword. All right, we got a sword in Mini Moldorm Cave, so.
Yeah, and that's nice. Sure, we can't do the ether kill, but that's still nice that we get a consolation for just using our good bee, which we could have sold at the bottle vendor for 100 rupees and then got the item for free, but it's too late now.
And we're seeing just a heart piece on Hylia Island, so don't think our runners are going to be coming back for that.
Oh, okay, that's actually really clever. Lana showing off a bit of some interesting knowledge is that you can throw the fish back into the water, and then get some reward out of it.
And hammer on the man under the bridge. So P-Train, first of our 2 runners to get a weapon that won't run out of resources. Lana being also using the B strats.
Yep, she'll get the blue mail and the sword here.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. P-Train already had the sword there. But it looks like, is he going to take these weapons and head into escape, or is he just... Has he given us an uncle check yet?
No. Lana did that as part of her uncle start, but P-Train has not gone to there yet. But I can imagine P-Train will follow that into escape afterwards.
Yeah, you have a weapon. Runners are starting to run out of places they can go here. All we really have left is Saha's Closet, the Eastern Dip, and escape.
There is also Waterfall Fairy. We can check the item on we can check the Zora Ledge, but we can't get the Zora item.
That's right, even though it is in logic. Oh, and we have a Moon Pearl in the Ice Rod Cave.
So that's amongst the two runners. We're only one away from Dark World access.
It'll be interesting to see. Oh, okay, no, actually, it looks like Lana Bean's heading there now. I think it's probably less likely to skip Hobo when you get the flippers so early, but I know a lot of runners are not a big fan of making the trip over to him.
It depends. Depends on it depends on what equipment you have. Yes, if you have the flippers, it's safer to go and when you have the flippers, it's better to go and do Hobo. But if you're doing a water walk fake flipper, then you're probably better off getting the you're better off doing just skipping out Hobo entirely because you'll have to set up another fake flipper. But that's basically what it kind of boils down to.
Yep, but Lana Bean not gonna miss out on her hammer on this seed, so she's gonna be heading over to not save and quitting, so she might be heading up to Zora area here.
Yeah, and that will give Waterfall Fairy a Waterfall Fairy, and will also scout out the item that's on Zora Ledge.
All right, Zelda just hiding some arrows in her cell back there. Chat pointing out we did have a shovel that we found in escape. So, and with the glove and Waterfall Fairy between our two runners, we have Dark World access.
Yeah.
But P-Train's going to need to make his way over to Ice Rod Cave for that Moon Pearl. Lana Bean, on the other hand, is all set to go.
Yeah, she will be the first one in the Dark World access, scouting out that Zora item, just 20 rupees. We'll have the comeback for Zora later because we're nowhere near the rupees necessary. Now, we're going to see Back of Escape from Lana. This is fine.
You know, when we saw that sword on the library, I was thinking it was a decent chance that we might get some early boots and a trip up Aga Tower to see the wizard. But now that we have Dark World access, who knows if and when we'll ever feel the need to get back to that sword on the library ledge.
But we do get quick out of Back of Escape. 2 of the medallions already acquired, and it looks like Lana just wants to go through Village of Outcasts first. And it's fine. I mean, there's two ways you can go about it if you're doing Dark World access. Once you get your Dark World access, commonly if you get the Hammer Dark World access, you'll go into Hype Cave from there. But a lot of wanting to go in through Cactus, that's perfectly fine. That'll mean Lana. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. P-Train's going to get his Dark World access here. As Lana Bean gives us our first look at the Dark World.
Yeah, and that would mean that only means that P-Train will be first into Gain Hype Cave, but Lana will follow shortly after. Will follow afterwards once she's done with Village of Outcasts. Or once she's done with Village of Outcasts, rather.
Save and quit from P-Train, and it looks like he's going to go check the dig spot before he heads in. Oh, no, never mind. He just didn't make it through his quick swap.
Okay.
Looks like we've got Green Pendant Ice, Pendant Skull, and good crystals at Pod and Thieves Town.
Yep. That's a fairly interesting lineup. That would mean that the Fire Rod is double locks two pendant locks off two pendants that can't be on pedestal, but Spice Rod can. Samara is also possible if so, as long as Ice Palace is not cane locked. Amongst like the two major things on pedestal that could be that. There's bottle percent at about 15 minutes afterwards, but nothing else to report on with this Hide Cave.
Yeah, and having Thieves Town as a crystal and already having the hammer makes this this early Village of Outcasts feel a lot comfier. Don't have to make any decisions about Thieves Town. You're just going to clear it all the way to the back.
Now I can see the reason for Lana going into Pendant Skull. This is it's one of those cases where you either would want to just leave it out, or you make that your first thing as soon as you get into the Dark World. There's no in between. But the benefit of I argue that the benefit of going into Pendant Skull is that if you don't find anything in the front, then you don't have to really worry about it until you get Fire Rod. Or if you get both items in the front, then that's a dungeon cleared until pedestal becomes required.
Yeah, and it looks like what Lana Bean wants to take care of this little corner of North Dark World before heading down into Village of Outcasts, and then I wouldn't be surprised if we see her complete the loop around to Stumpy and into Hide Cave, which is a route that I've definitely taken myself. Maybe we find Mitts on the way and we can grab Frog Friend.
Yeah, and with the mirror that we got from off of the dig game, if those Mitts were to come up, that would make the routing it a lot more smoother.
You're right. I missed the mirror. That makes this actually this route work out pretty well for Lana Bean, because we see P-Train doing a little backtracking here to check K45.
Yeah. The one benefit of this, though, with P-Train heading into K45 is the fact that you could you'll get it along the way, and P-Train actually intentionally leaving out the Stumpy check until just to set up the fact that as soon as you hit A to get the Stumpy item, the purple chest will drop, and then that will lead into your setup for the pyramid, the purple chest oversight. Or as I like to call it an oversight. Some people call it a glitch. I think it's more of an oversight because it's just flagged shenanigans.
Good old persistent follower state.
Yep.
We also have chat pointing out that we did leave an item behind in Dark Cross, but with no Fire Rod or Lamp, it's not in Logic yet, so we might see one of our runners return to that a little bit later, but for now... Well, and speak of the devil, there's the Lamp, so we won't be seeing any Dark Burns.
Yeah, that's always nice. And boots, too, for that matter.
All right. The seed just got much more fun to play.
Yeah, 2 items in the front. That's always nice to see. Getting those 2 important red items, the lamp and the boots. We'll have access to a sword. Lana will probably, after she's done with this check, she'll go to the dig game, get her mirror, and then immediately follow that up with getting the library. Because it's right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Fighter Sword, not too bad to go through Thieves Town with because, as we know, Blind takes the same number of hits, whether you have Fighter Sword, Gold Sword, Cane of Burna, Hammer. Just smack Blind in the face 9 times and the boss goes down.
You said Samaria, right?
Right. Samaria also.
Yeah, just using the block, yeah. And we did mention earlier that the mitts, if we get the mitts earlier, that it would make the routes a lot more smoother. That ended up being the case. P-Train getting that out of the brewery, so getting the spip chain is going to be a lot smoother.
Yeah, interesting to see Lana not checking Village of Outcasts before dipping into Thieves. Blind is a scripted fight, but with 7 hearts and they have some goos actually in the bottles. Never mind.
Yeah, there is a blue in there. Yeah, so she's in a comfortable position as long as she knows that what her bottles contains.
Everything in Thieves Town hits pretty hard, so it does always feel good to come in here with the powder, so you can grab a fairy from the anti-fairies that are floating around everywhere. But Lana Bean not struggling, coming out with Blind and into the Blind fight with close to full hearts.
Yeah, and we knew that, and from what we saw from Lana Beam was that the key was locked behind its own chest, because Blind will never have a key.
Yep, meaning Thieves Town or Blind was hammer locked, which is not a problem because we have the hammer.
I'm actually trying to figure out if that's actually true, just because
Yeah. So if the small key is in the big chest, then Blind is logically hammer locked because it is possible for you to come up into the attic, steal a key, go downstairs, open the door to the big chest, and then without the hammer, you wouldn't be able to get the key. So you wouldn't be able to blow up the attic, and you wouldn't be able to fight Blind.
Okay.
So if the small key is in the big chest, Blind logically requires the hammer to access.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure because it's a situation that it's very niche that I don't ever see it happen. But
yeah, and it doesn't usually matter, right? But if you are hunting for the hammer and you find something on Blind, like the mushroom or the cane of Samaria, it can save you from going hunting for the hammer in, on Vidi, for example, with cane of Samaria or something like that. I was about to say it would save you from going hunting for the hammer in Turtle Rock, but that's never going to be a problem because you can't get into Turtle Rock without the hammer.
Right. Now Lana Bean has her mirror. She's going to immediately get that sword that makes. Actually, not. We're not going to see that. At least not yet. We're going to see K45 going to Stumpy first. She does know that there is a Oh, okay. So she's gonna go ahead and do Stumpy first, then K45, and then work her way back up to the library. I'm guessing this is that she can just drop the as soon as she gets the purple chest, she drops it immediately and then starts running.
Yeah, although she has quick swap to hammer, so it's possible that she's forgotten that there's a sword sitting there in the library village.
Hope not, because that there is one there. Or my other hunch is that she'll get it on her way on the return after getting the purple chest. That's also another possibility. You can route this out however you want, but more prominently you'll want to get it somewhere on your way past, like on your way before or after getting the purple chest.
Yeah, and we see P-Train grabbing that Master Sword now.
Yeah, and this is like this was on his way to getting the smith and turning it in. I like that's pretty funny. You can actually here's something kind of funny. So not many people know this, but you can smack the hammer on you can smack the the smith on the head. He'll say something.
I'm gonna be not pleased with what the Smiths had to offer today, and it looks like she did forget about that sword. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and subsequently not getting the purple chest, which is interesting.
Did she not grab it? Did she not go into follower state? Because it looks like she's headed towards.
Actually, that I may have. It could. Okay, she did touch it. Okay, so according to our tracker. Okay, I must have not missed it. I must have missed it then. I guess to be fair, if she did touch it, then that means that she may have just not not remembered it. Which it happens. Sometimes you'll forget a spot or like something you saw earlier and you're just wondering where's my other item? Yeah, and that does happen. So we're gonna go ahead and see the we're gonna go ahead and see this from Lanabean. Actually, it was mentioned this before the race started, but there's actually a pretty sizable heat map for the purple chest. Generally, though, you'll see runners just get up close to the purple chest unlocker because you'll get on the first frame. But you can do it anywhere anywhere that's above the top of the rocks, the big rock, or anywhere before you reach the if you're hugging the right side, the left side of the far left wall in that same area, like on the opposite side of the wall, opposite side of the wall where the purple chest guy's at. But generally you'll see that's on the first frame. You'll get because of the purple chest guy because it'll be the first frame you get it. It's a lot to take in, I know. I have trouble explaining stuff.
Yeah, it's good to know there's a little wiggle room there, though.
Yeah.
We're seeing some pretty serious divergence in our two runners here for the first time so far in this race. Although I was assuming Lana Bean was heading towards Pod, but it looks like we're actually just going to see her.
This might just be a vicinity check, like a proximity check, for Lana Bean.
Interesting that with the lamp, that dark cross check is in logic now, but we didn't see P-Train. Unless I missed it, I don't think we saw P-Train head there.
We didn't see it. P-Train didn't go there. I'm guessing this is going to be for back. Actually, okay, back was no. This is Bonk Rocks, right? Yeah, we haven't seen that. We didn't see it yet from P-Train. So I would imagine Lana Bean would probably want to check that. If not, then that will be orphaned off until they start getting into a last location spree.
Yeah, and it may have been P-Train losing track of whether or not he'd seen the map. And if there's something important there, this could be big if we see Lana Bean go there.
Fortunately, the bug for the map bug was fixed in more recent versions of the randomizer, because there was a point where a race was decided because the map did not show up in the sewers because the ID, the dungeon ID is for the sewers is different from Hyrule Castles, and that ended up costing that player the race, which is super unfortunate. But now it's been fixed.
We're gonna see a trip up the mountain here.
And we're going to see if the Dark Cross check. The mountain plate makes sense. You have access to Dark Death Mountain and East Death Mountain, so you have a lot to check. It's also in logic.
Yeah, except for the book, you can pretty much take care of everything up here.
Yeah, it's except aside from the Ether Tablet check, you're fine. And it's just 100 rupees in Dark Cross, so...
Alright, P-Train's not going to get punished there.
Yeah, P-Train won't be missing on anything. Blue Boomerang on top of Spec Rock, it has its uses. I'm more biased towards the red Boomerang because you can set up Splashulation for it using Antelope trickery, but that's just me.
Yeah, but I would grab it. We're seeing P-Train grab it here too. We don't have the hook shot yet, so we don't have any way to check stun drops. That could always come in handy.
Yeah, stun prizes having the stun prize available to you is really good. Oh, an Ice Rod. That's necessary.
All right. Everyone in the chat who had guessed Ice Rod Hunt for our Go mode, so sorry, but we found the Ice Rod in plain sight in front of Hera.
Oh, and we're just gonna completely ignore Eastern Hera altogether, just getting that Ice Rod. And there's Can Samaria inside the Slash Rock closet. So we can go into Turtle Rock. Actually, we could go into Turtle Rock as long as it's not Bombos.
Yeah, and depending on the key layout, we maybe can't get very far without that. But it'd be an interesting dip.
Yeah, what about the Fire Rod? It's dependent on the key layouts, but I would still go in there because I would go in there because it's because you're in the area. You may as well check it. And if you get kicked out early, you don't lose a whole lot of time.
Yeah, absolutely. I would check it too. If I had access and I was up there and I had Samaria, I would poke my nose in because there's been more than one time that I've had something I was looking for be in that first chest on the left.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, but you can do it. It's there. You may as well grab it. We're now in Paradox Cave while Lana Bean is going through Pod.
Yeah, we got Lana Bean giving us the Bolus Pod dip, but it's not bow locked, so we are going to continue. We got the big key, which means we are going to find at least one more small key here, which will let us go into the back. Oh, no, I'm mistaken.
Either way works. Lana Bean's going to go ahead and set up for Potion Camera Unlock. That's also totally fine. Yeah, make sure you clear out the Baris first, and then blow them in the bomb.
Oh, and also we're a little late on this, but Mr. MKL, thank you so much for the raid. Party of 7, welcome to the open weekly race. Thanks for joining. Thanks for raiding.
Yeah, this is our open weekly. We have a total of 22 runners in here. We have Lana Bean and P-Train being featured today. And we just saw that Lana Bean got her Potion Camera Unlock set up, and freezing. Why?
Nothing important is ever in that chest. Don't worry about it. I'm sure we didn't miss anything.
Hopefully not. Nice stair extension from Lana Bean.
Such a fun little trick.
And it is Ether for Turtle Rock from my back play, and we're gonna see P-Train. We're gonna go ahead and see P-Train get the bonk chest, and we're gonna see P-Train hover here. Oop. Oh, and Fire Rod's in Pod too. Nice.
Lana Bean's got the Turtle Rock care package going on over on her side, so we'll see if she pokes her head into Hera, grabs the Ice Rod, and then we might be able to see Hammer Strats on Trinex.
All right, we got our first. Oh, and from the hover that we got for Page Train, we got a tempered sword, but doesn't get the second. But doesn't get the second one. It's okay though. We can hover from the top. We can actually hover vertically to get to the last chest here.
This is starting to look a little rough for Lana Bean skipping that library sword. Depending on where this hookshot is, it might be a while before she gets an upgrade.
Yeah, it is dependent. It's kind of unfortunate because it is unfortunate because of that situation. Hopefully she does come back for that. If she finds it around the area, like along her way. But yeah,
And we got the Eastern play coming up from Lana Bean also.
Yeah, again another bolus play. So won't be able to clear those two yet.
When you do find the bow in here, though, it feels so good.
Yeah, if you get the bow here, it's great. Because you're in the area, you can. And
I'll be interested to see if she continues past this chest on the right. I've seen some runners they'll do the Eastern dip, just check these first two chests, and then leave if they're coming in here bowless. So I'll be interested to see what she does.
It is a gamble, but I would most of the time you'll see everyone else get the 3, and we have a lamp anyway, so we're gonna see everything except for Armos.
Exactly, yeah, and just finding the map and compass in the first two chests, so guaranteed leaving an item behind, but everything else in here is in logic except for the boss, like you said, so probably worth the time now that we're here.
Featuring getting the Cane of Samaria from out of Sajwal's hut. We will see Peachring getting the fire rod eventually.
P-Train also... Oh, wait, no, never mind. He didn't have a cane yet. Take it back.
Yeah, no cane yet for Turtle Rock, so we... But it is now clearable. It is now clearable amongst the two runners. Now it's kind of the case where it's a case of if you want to go and do it, if you go and do it, then you're committing to a 3 to 5 minutes gamble. But if you get something out of it, then you feel really good. Otherwise, you'd feel horrible. And Peter going to continue to do some hovering for us. This is the more difficult.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is one of the more difficult hovers to perform because you have to change direction midway through your hover, but does get hit.
Yeah, I was just gonna say over on P-Train's side, with that tempered sword, he's about to get his fire rod, ice rod, cane of Samaria. Turtle Rock is a crystal, so if you have all that on your first trip up there, it does make a lot of sense to just sort of knock it out. It's not going to get much easier. Having the tempered sword from your hover is from having a hover is great because now obviously not a lot of us can hover. I myself can hover a little bit. I mean, recently I could. It was like once in a blue moon that I get it, but as of late, I recently got a Super NT, and I found that it's actually a lot easier to hover on real hardware as opposed to just emulator because of the way that hardware implementation works on like emulators is slightly different. Yeah, I don't think hovering is real. I think it's a myth.
Hovering is a fan. It does. When it comes up, it's interesting.
No one can do it, Professor Renderer. I haven't ever seen it. I think we all just you didn't. P-Train didn't hover. What are you talking about?
I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. All right, we're gonna see Lana Bean doing. We're gonna see Lana Bean do catfish here. Will lead into Zora. Gotta get rid of that 666 curse on her rubies.
That early Zora in logic is always spooky to me, because the logic assumes you have bombs and money. all the time. Bombs and money are never something that are taken into consideration for logic unless you're playing Shop Sanity. Shop Sanity takes money into logic, but no other modes do. So when you get those early flippers, but not a lot of money, it's always a little spooky wondering what the Scamfish could be holding on to over here, but we're about to find out.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be surprising if there wasn't really anything, because it is Zora. Yeah, just a hard piece.
Zora breaking hearts again. Little piece of heart.
So I think at this point you... Oh, okay. So Lana wants to go... Okay, I'm fine with this. We're going to go see King's Tomb. We will see... It'd be interesting, I think, if Lana does go back in to try and get the pendant. I wasn't keeping track of what was on how many items we had. But I think Lana's showing up a bit of some weirdness with dashing there. I don't know if I think that's just me though. It looked that dash looked a little slower compared to like a regular dash through there. Unless I'm just crazy.
Might have been a little lag. I don't know. I didn't notice. But we do have P-Train deciding he's going to head back up the mountain and dip into Turtle Rock here. Well, clear Turtle Rock here.
Tracker is confirming it did look a little slow. Maybe just some setup I never noticed. I'll have to try replicating that just out of curiosity. So yeah, we're gonna see the Turtle Rock play very early. This is something that it's fine. You could totally do this. We're just looking for flutes, hookshot, and bow.
Lana Bean finally remembering her sword. Awesome.
Right, that's great. So oh, that's cute. Oh, that's really, really cute, Lana. Comes in,
doing a little dance with the shovel there.
Oh, but okay, I have to ask Lana where she gets all this, because that is really cool.
P-Train successfully remembering that he does not have the hookshot. I really like this play from P-Train. There's so much density up here. You have the mirror, so you're not going to leave Mimic Cave behind. This dungeon is fully in logic. You can full clear it. You got 5 checks in here, plus 6 with the Mimic Cave. And if you completely, if it's a complete bust, you can always go look for that second item in Hera on your way out.
Yeah, and that's something that's actually kind of great that the P-Train has, like that ability to clear it. We have a cape in hand that will bring a spike cave into logic.
So now you got 7 checks or 8 checks up here, including spike cave and the one item left in Hera. So.
Yeah, it's there's a lot to do on this mountain coming on the return, and Lana being going to go ahead and clear out Skull here. Does it put Blazer Bridge into logic? Yeah, because as long as you have a way to get through, as long as there is the cape doesn't matter, the vulnerability armor mirror shield, as long as you can get the items, it's still in logic. So if you do Blazer Scapes, it's totally in logic.
Yeah, I think that's something that I know that logic has changed a fair amount. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, chat, please correct me if I'm wrong, that if you're playing like, for example, if you're running an SMZ 3 seed, which still uses the version 29 branch, that Laser Bridge does still require either Mirror Shield or an invulnerability item in Half Magic. I'm not 100%. Oh, and we have our hook shot in Lava Chest from Pete.
That's big. That's really, really big. So that sword, that P-Train hovered, you have to dive into Turtle Rock first, then get it. Ugh.
Yeah, no, you're right. I was about to say it sort of negates the value of that hover, but it doesn't, because it gives you the Tempered Sword for Trinex without having to. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's a sequence break, but it's still big either way.
P-Train is deciding to skip out on Mimic Cave and nope, he's going back.
I'm guessing this is just to open the door beforehand. I don't know.
I think he thought about skipping it and then realized he still has a couple items he's looking for, and he's never going to come back here. I agree. I don't think that would have been a very good gamble.
Well, we'll see. Like, I think it maybe just it might just be like could be a muscle memory thing. I don't know.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, and even our tracker was saying it was looking like P-Train was going to go mode it. Or probably my other thinking is that P-Train may have wanted just to go to see if it was if he wanted to go for see if it was a God Turtle Rock, which it wasn't, by the way. To see if the key was if you needed to get the key from the bait chest or from Crystal Roller. In that case, it was Crystal Roller. And we're going to see Spike Cave or Swamp Palace from Lana Beam. This is hookshotless. She's completely unaware that she needs to go ahead and go into Turtle Rock beforehand.
And she's also unaware that the ice rod is sitting up there on the mountain waiting for her. So from her perspective, it's sort of a tough choice where to go next.
Yeah, and the Swamp Palace in her mind makes sense because of this, but it's just a case that's a little unfortunate that the positioning of where that ice rod and hookshot is just so happens to be on the mountain.
Big shout out to Akuhaish, our tracker, by the way, for. Oh, and we got the bow in Swamp. So this is going to give Lana Bean a few more things to do. She's already mostly cleared Pod, and she's cleared everything she can in Eastern. So the only items left are sitting on Armos, and I wasn't sure what we saw on Pod, if there's an item on Helma or not.
I wasn't really keeping track of the items myself, but that bow does help Lana a little bit, but honestly, it will probably push her away from the mountain for a little bit, while P-Train is going through finishing up Trinex here.
Yeah, the fortunate thing is it will probably pull her towards Pod and Eastern. The fortunate thing is that she needs to clear those dungeons anyway, right? So, and neither of those dungeons are made any easier by having the hook shot. So, she's going to get pushed towards the mountain pretty soon here, regardless. It'll be unfortunate but completely understandable if she decides to clear everything she can in Swamp before she heads out of here, though.
Right, yeah. And this is nothing against Lana Bean whatsoever, or P-Train for that matter. Like, both of them are good runners. But it's just that those decisions, you have to make those decisions on the fly. You have to route this on the fly. That's what randomizers are all about. You gotta make those decisions make those small decisions at every step of the way during a race.
We haven't seen Lana Bean even set foot on the mountain yet, have we?
I don't believe we have. I could be mistaken. Also, welcome on in the Portuguese speed gaming channel. This is our open weekly for A Link to the Past randomizer. This is one of our daily races. We have a total of 22 runners in our pool. We have Lana Bean and P-Train as our two feature runners on this Sunday afternoon, or the Sunday afternoon, depending on where you are, or even a Sunday morning if it's like stupid late over there. But yeah, so currently our situation is that we're looking for amongst the runners. We're just looking for bow for no mode, but
No, we found our bow in swamp. We're looking for the flute to give us access to minor.
Yeah, and that would give us Strategers go.
Yeah, and we're looking for the flute and maybe the book, depending on which, if the flute's in desert, we'll need the book to get in there.
You could just mirror.
Not if we don't have the flute.
Yeah, you can mirror if you get the mirror. When you have the flute, you can mirror. But if I get what you were saying. So if the book shows up first, then you go into desert and you're hoping for a flute there. Otherwise, otherwise the flute. If it's just the flute, then you can just mirror over there to desert.
Exactly. So we're looking for the flute and maybe the book if the book shows up first. Another way to put it is we need desert access, right? Whether that is the flute or the book. But we will need that flute eventually to get into Mire.
Flute is literally just go -1. So we're literally just let flute go about. So that will knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. So your best bet is that if you're rooting for P-Train, you're hoping that the flute ends up being here.
Yep, and we are going to see Lana Bean go clean up Pod and Eastern, which makes a lot of sense with what she knows.
Yeah, with what she knows, that even if she has, and she, according to one of our chat members, she has not been up the mountain, so she is completely unaware that she has a nice rod available in Hera, and then we have the hook shot in Turtle Rock.
A very dagger down from P-Train.
Yep, using the Samaria block and you can actually pick up the block to save a little bit of time you can pick up the block. You don't have to worry about that way. That gets rid of your that drops your sword. That way you don't spend a bit of time waiting for the spin to go through and you can chop down. Something I have yet to pull it off myself, but it does look cool when you pull it off.
Looks like P-Train. Oh wait, never mind. So P-Train did find the bow in that first chest. Okay.
Yeah, this is there'll be this is going to be a rush to Argus first, and then going to left side swamp. Or if P-Train chooses to, he can just totally skip it. He won't miss out on anything because we know that there wasn't really anything in left side swamp, but.
That is a very clean, quick kill from P-Train. That is a very difficult strat, getting the 0 cycle on Argus. Well done, P-Train.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very nice. Yeah, that's a very clean fight. The 0 cycle fight, getting a 0 cycle on Argus, it requires a lot of timing, and it can if you mess up on the timing, then you have to wait another cycle. The second phase, on the other hand, is not too difficult at all. Just to line yourself on the right spot, and then just throw those 2 fire rod shots in the spin.
We do see P-Train going back in for the big chest. Since he's back in here, we'll likely see him clean up left side as well.
Yeah, that's fine. Just a single rupee there, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and see left side swamp. That's totally fine. Could just being a bit more thorough. It won't heal anything, but at least it will be a full clear coming out of this.
Yeah, and coming back to do left side swamp feels bad because you have to drain the dam again, and just if you're going back in for the big chest anyway, you got a couple checks in here. I have a really hard time skipping left side swamp. It makes me too nervous.
Mm-hmm. We did get Mushroom Elf of Helma, so that is one special quest that we can pull off. It doesn't feel all that well, and that pushes Lana being farther and farther from the mountain. Not much, but it's more distractions away from the mountain.
Wonder if we'll see a fake powder first from Lana. We do have the hammer and Samaria. So we could check Magic Bat using that fake powder glitch.
Yeah, fake powder. I can see fake powder coming out first for Lana before turning it in. That it gets rid of a step, but it is it does get rid of a step, but that's fine.
Especially when we're still looking for the flute, it's a lot of running.
Yeah, and you could just no flute. I would say this: if we had flute, they would be quicker to run over than just flute over to 3. But we don't, so we're gonna have to probably save quit to then run over there, or to hack then over to the Magic Bat.
P-Train was about to save and quit, decided he'd rather stay in the Dark World, mirror out, and it looks like we're probably gonna see him head over to.
Yeah, the potties are in play makes sense.
We haven't seen P-Train go into pod yet, right? So this will be his first time in.
No, P-Train went in. He went in. Actually did the 2 hovers.
That's right, because the fire rod was in there, right?
Yeah, he did the difficult hover as well to get over to the right side. Left side swamp wasn't anything to report on. Just to answer a question in chat from Cucumber. I love the name, by the way.
Nice clean quick kill from Lana Bean on Armos Knights, but just a big 20.
Yeah. So that will distract. That will take Lana Bean over to the mushroom shacks here. Yeah, this will be a save quit, and just even then, P-Train's going to have to do the same thing as well. So, it's just. So P-Train, if we were kind of counting on being who's ahead based on locations, P-Train would have been ahead by a mountain clear, but that's just saying a lot.
It looks like we are seeing Lana Bean head up to the mountain now, so Lana Bean's going to be close to go mode. Go mode minus blue. As long as she dips into Hera here.
Yeah, so this is fine. That will keep it a little close. But P-Train will, because since P-Train's up on the mountain, or P-Train already to the mountain, if Lana just now, this also depend on if Lana decides to go into Turtle Rock early, or just delay it until and check the mushroom. But even then, all signs are pointing to Turtle Rock in the first place.
I feel like if you, I have pretty high confidence that as long as she grabs that ice rod. Out of Hera, she'll know she can full clear Turtle Rock, and that there's a good amount of density in there.
Oh, and chat pointing out, that's right.
Since we don't have the flute yet, we haven't been to Meyer area yet, and it is possible that Meyer requires bombos.
Yeah, there is still the possibility of Schrodinger's Go. It's Schrodinger's Go -1. And again, Lana's showing off more interesting tricks that on the stream here. This is very interesting stuff. Like, I have not seen those kind of cosmetic stuff, like just coming out of the library with the shovel in the hands, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so
that's kind of cool.
What we saw Lana Bean doing there is if you have spin speed on manual stairs and you hold something over your head, like a bomb or a Samaria block, you actually get significantly higher speed going up that long staircase, up to that higher part of Death Mountain.
Yeah, I've seen the bomb version of it, but not Samaria.
All right, and Lana Bean will get her ice rod. Let's see if she also bails on the other item in Hera. She does. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so at least it's still keeping in between, still mimicking B-Train's movements here, which is that's always nice. Now it's dependent on whether or not. So if the mushroom does not show up if the mushroom doesn't yield anything, Lana will have to run back just a little bit, not all the way like where she was. Ooh, she's gonna have to she's gonna use the intended way of using to kill and get dead rocks. Clever.
Yeah, getting dead rock twice in a row. Now he's got to die. Welcome in Raiders from Speed Gaming 5 with a big party of 146. This is the weekly open race. We've got about 22 entrants in here, and our featured runners here are Lana Bean and P-Train. We are looking for the flute and maybe Bombos. We don't know yet. We'll have to see Meyer. And I hate to point this out, Professor Renderer, but I do need to mention that Pedestal is currently in Logic.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't saying that it wasn't not in Logic. It is very much in play. It's just the one item. It's just the flute, and that's it.
Oh, you're saying the flute's on Pedestal? I agree. Yeah, the flute's definitely on Pedestal.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. It's not on there. It's a possibility. It is entirely possible for the flute to be on Pedestal. It would be pretty rude for it to be on there, but we don't know until we see the book pop up. And if it says something about, I don't know the specific text for it, but if it says something that relates to the flute, then that's a telltale sign that you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna have a pretty fun time, I guess.
Yeah, and it's a little rough because we Skullwoods is a pendant, and we don't have the book, so it's gonna be a hard last location, more or less, if it does end up being valuable down there.
Yeah, and it's not real good, but it can show up.
And Lana Bean gave us the scenic route around the Torches room in Turtle Rock. Unfortunately, not having the hook shot, but she remembered in time to be able to save enough magic to hit those torches on her way back. So
yeah, and that's progress. And it also preserves the it also in a way can if she were to just decide just to kind of run back and not mirror afterwards, she does preserve a magic refill under the pots. Oh yeah, book on pedestal is also completely possible, and it would be pretty funny either way.
Book on pedestal, flute in desert.
That would be the ultimate. That would be pretty funny if that does happen, but.
Getting off script in this chain shop room is awful. Oh, Captain Kate pointing out.
Yeah, it's a crystal.
Oh, wait, no, desert is a crystal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a pendant; it's a crystal. But one thing that we can do is Pyramid Fairy, as we're seeing for P-Train. And that's perfectly fine. That's actually that's also as long as it's something that you can do just along the way, just in between checks.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. P-Train doesn't have much left. I don't think P-Train has checked Pyramid Ledge yet, so this is looking like a Pyramid Fairy, Pyramid Ledge, Catfish, Zora.
And also turning, and I would probably see turning in the mushroom, disregarding magic back, disregarding fake powder. So this is some good routing from off of P-Train's side. It is blue, but it's not what we're looking for. It is burnout.
Yep, nothing of real value there. We saw Lana Bean, by the way, making some good use of Fire Rod strats, going through those Poke rooms, knowing that she only has the Master Sword, and it can be a real pain to deal with without the Tempered Sword.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and see the here's a setup that P-Train is doing. P-Train's going to intentionally mirror bonk, so that way he doesn't have to move anywhere out the screen. Oh, here's Bombos.
All right, so confirmed. We're just looking for the flute.
Yeah, you can set up that intentional mirror bonk, so that way it counts as, since it will count as long as when you're going into the Dark World, it counts as you leaving that area, leaving the area. So if you intentionally mirror bonk, you don't lose another mirror, and it'll basically count as another mirror on the first frame. And yeah, just to point out something from JLo, it just at this point it shouldn't matter what the medallion is. We have all 3 medallions, so it's just a flute in this case. And I guess since we're just over an hour, and my co-coms just put it in here. Go ahead and follow the runners here. We have Lana Bean and P-Train. Both of them are doing well. This is out of a pool of 22. I'm Professor Render, and I'm in my section, my co-com. His name is Dr. Earworm. He's doing well, and we also have Akuhesh as tracking. So yeah.
Big shout out to Akuhesh, keeping our heads straight with the tracker.
Okay, so we're now in a situation where we're going to now we're going to have to go up to Hera now, because P-Train opted to go ahead and just turn in the mushroom, disregarding the fake powder.
So I'm having flashbacks to the first SGL qualifier this year, where the flute was in. Oh nope, he's not going to Hera yet. He's doing Spike Cave.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's a proximity check.
It's certainly faster than clearing out Hera. So if you do find your flute here, you're just done. If you find nothing, then save and quit to the old man and run back up to Hera.
And there you go.
And we're in go mode at 105.39 with P-Train finding the flute.
Yeah, so that actually ended up being pretty nice for P-Train overall.
We saw Lana Bean take the safety door before heading into Trinex, which makes a lot of sense. Doing this fight with hammer strats can be a little scary. Oop, and we're on one-hit KO mode.
And yeah, and as long if she dies, she does have that safety door available to her, so that she doesn't lose a whole chunk of time to a death.
Yeah, and there's that full magic refill on the way back to the boss room. So
yeah,
not a terrible death here.
It's unfortunate, but it's not the worst thing that can happen to you.
But well, I don't want to say anything yet. I don't want to curse her, but it's looking good so far.
Yeah, it's just this slashing phase that if you take a tight turn, you could die there. But Lana Bean gets
well done, Lana Bean, and she was also able to avoid getting the ice on the floor, which makes that fight a lot harder with Master Sword strats. Well done, Lana Bean.
There you go. All right, so as long as she goes back over to Spike Cave, she's gonna be in the driver's seat here. Now, I don't know if I don't know about the medallion, but I don't know about the medallion in particular, but it should, for P-Train, won't matter. If it was Bombos, then Lana Bean will have to go and run over to that, get the mushroom turned in.
Yeah, P-Train has a bit of a lead here because he's already defeated Argus and is making his way through Desert. So
yeah, and this is because of the fact that P-Train ended up getting the hook shot way before Lana Bean, and it was also in the case where Lana, following the logic, happened to go back into Hookshot Cave, getting that tempered sword, whereas P-Train had opted to hover it, which may or may not exist.
Definitely doesn't exist. Definitely a myth. No one can do it.
Except for, like, 2 people. Anyway, so P-Train going into Desert Palace.
Yeah, at this point, we're going to see a boss rush here from P-Train. He's going to do the 1-2 punch here on Lanmo and Vidi. Meanwhile, Lana Bean's clearing out the rest of the mountain here, and then we'll see if she heads over to Spike Cave. It's in logic, and she's got plenty of hearts, so hopefully we see her head there next.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Lana Bean does go here, like, afterwards. Like, it would be like either it would be interesting because I could see it happen for Lana Bean. This will be after a paradox check, which doesn't have anything. It's not anything that's necessary for completion, because given what we know about it. It looks like that was a misfire from the quick swap, but no worries. I'm want to lose you a slight bit of time there.
Yeah, had plenty of bombs. Just have to leave the room and come back in to reset that block.
Okay, so we are now that is a Desert Palace kill for P-Train. We're now going to see Myers Medallion, and this will determine whether or not Lana Bean will need to get the bombos from off of returning the mushroom or not. It is quick.
Got that extra little bit of safety. Oh, and sorry to talk over you.
No, it's fine. Yeah, we found it was quick, so Lana Bean won't have to worry about getting bombos. She will save time by this. She will save time from doing this check.
And she is bomb jumping, not saving quitting, so hopefully she's on her way to Spike Cave next. She might poke her head back into Hera and look for the other item in there.
Yeah, I mean, with the hook shot in hand, this won't take too long, provided that it's not Hera basement. Actually, a smart move to just to use the hooks to use this. Okay, we'll see. Hammer is out. We're going to see a spike cave check, and this will make the hook shot. This will make the flute fall right on her lap.
And it will also pull that flute straight to the Meyer area and know that she's in go mode.
Yeah, she won't. She may be a little concerned about Schroeder's go, but what will be really nice for her is that once she goes into Meyer, she will have she will get a God Meyer from this. So now Lana Bean's in go mode.
At 111.19. I have to imagine she's going to take that flute straight over to the Meyer area, since she's got two crystals to clear over there. One of which she knows she can full clear, and the other one she has a 2/3 chance to be able to full clear.
Yeah, I would say even with that, she may check the medallion first off before going into desert.
Yeah, that'd be a smart move, just knowing it's... Although, yeah, the desert checks are pretty slow, and there aren't a lot of them. I could see the argument for checking a couple chests in desert, hoping for silvers, but...
It does still stand, though, that Lana Bean is still a swamp palace behind, despite even though she got the flute pretty quickly. She get the flute just a little bit before P-Train, but in terms of like relative timing. But
P-Train taking some lightning to the face there. It didn't quite get the 0 cycle.
I mean, it's fine. It's still fine. We got the clear anyway, and we have 7 crystals on hand. I think now we have a clue. We know what's going on here. It's time to play a guessing game. So, 21 chests and a single torch make up 22 possible locations. Lanabe's going to take damage because she didn't kill the Medallion here. But one of them has the big key, 1 through 22. Get your guesses in chat where it is. And if you get it, or if you're close to it, then cool. Good on you. So, Albert put you on the spot here. What's your number?
I always guess 7.
7 is fine. Yeah, 7 is okay. Here, I think it's a nice a nice spot. It puts you where the torch is if you're going full right. Or if it's not full right, or if you're going to go hope room then left, it puts you in the last chest for my of the Staphos room. I might just say, let's go 12. 10, whatever. 10. Let's just go 10.
A lot of being finding the big key, so heading straight back into Mire. Alright, you got a few more seconds to get those guesses in chat.
Yeah, everyone guesses will close as soon as P-Train enters the tower. And away we go. Starting with chest number 1.
Going straight to that torch. Just a bloopy.
Okay, so that's fine. We might just see a DM strat from P-Train going left, then full right. Left till Staphos room, then right.
Yeah, I don't know what P-Train's preferred route through here is, but he is going to be doing the DM strats, not taking out any of those Stalfos.
Yeah, the DM strat's fine. Yeah, and this isn't one of the more another common route that you'll see. Some folks will like to do hope room, then go full left. Others will go a DM route, and one a DM route. There's a couple DM routes out there, but the more common one is that you stop after getting the compass room, getting the key, and then mirroring out.
And Lana being taking advantage of that cape and boots to have a nice clean finish up on Vitreous. We'll see her head into Desert next and then clean up Swamp.
So we're up to 11 so far. So we're up to 11, just now to 12.
And Lana being finding powder also, so we got plenty of safeties when we do get up to. Oh, nice pause buffer to get the frame roll on that fire snake over on P-Train's side.
Yeah, that's 13. Still no big key yet. 17 so far. If it's tile room, it'd be pretty fun. It'd be pretty great. A little bit of a it's just a speed bump on what's otherwise a pretty nice run.
You ever go tile room first, Professor? Yeah, just pull the Band-Aid off.
I don't know, but it is 18.
All right, 18 for P-Train.
Closest one will be Owly with 19. If there isn't an 8. Because if it wasn't a set an 18, I'm gonna go by closest one is 19. With Owly, just by logical. I think, or was it 17? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I counted 18.
Yeah, that was 18 because there were 3 left behind Isarmos and 1 more in tile room.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it is 18. So yeah, Owly will be is one off, but it is closer. So there you go. Good on you. I hate off by 1 errors. Funny programming joke on her. All right, so we're now going into we're now heading through the gauntlet here. While Lana is on her way over to Swamp Palace. This will be a go mode clear. She did go in here originally, but she will be going through everything, going through the motions, and she won't be having to use any to slip any other switches, I would imagine.
Yeah, Lana Bean won't be too far behind getting into Ganon's Tower here because it's just a quick cleanup of Argus and then a mountain climb and right into GT.
Yeah, honestly, this is looking really well for our winners. Again, just they're putting in a good show. There's some good people in here. Lana Bean is actually, I haven't seen a lot of Lana Bean, but like from what I can tell, she's doing pretty well actually. Definitely want to keep your eyes out just in the future. P-Train, of course, being well established.
I've seen some good results from Lana Bean. I think it was Lana Bean. I could be misremembering, but in one of the weekly community races, she absolutely smoked everybody. She had a route that just worked out for her, an execution to back it up, and took first place by several minutes. So.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a she's definitely an up and coming player that should definitely keep your eyes on for the future. You don't need to worry. So P-Train's going to go ahead and just leave those 2 checks out. I would imagine it would be the same for your other checks, because P-Train's more than confident clearing out. Just the game of just Silverless. Just Silver's is mainly just a suggestion at this point.
Getting a couple hugs from Moldorm 2, but no big deal.
Yeah. Gonna go and just check Moldorm 2 just in case the Silvers pop up. That's totally fine. You're hoping that Silvers pop up in Moldorm 2, and that if you're kind of looking for it, it does shave off a bit of time, about 20-30 seconds, but it's not too bad if you miss it.
That was a very clean 1 cycle strat from Lana Bean. Good fight, well done.
Yeah, very well put together. Lana Bean will be heading into GT while P-Train is about to leave GT after this Aka 2 play.
I would like to propose a new game. There's 22 checks in GT. We'll see what route Lana Bean takes. You want to throw your guesses into chat to see which 1 through 22 Lana Bean will end up finding the big key in. Why not, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with my 10 here, Kappa Pride. Oh, another Dead Rock. Ah!
Dead Rock's really having it out for Lana Bean today.
Yeah, well, that's
gotta be the most frustrating thing in this game.
Yeah, it's not fun. Alright, so we have a Ganon fight. You know, this is pretty straightforward. Clean phase 1. And in a good position too, no less. For a clean, should be a clean 1-1 here. Yep.
One more slash and 12 spins on P-Train's side.
Light Worlds. So it probably has to be. It has to be I think the powder, or pedestal, one of those two.
Yeah.
That or something else. If that's not it, then it's probably somewhere else.
We didn't have.
Or checkerboard.
Oh, yeah, it could be checkerboard. Too. Yeah.
Yeah, checkerboard's also a legal spot for it. Yeah, so these are your typical silverless fights. I don't really have anything to say about it. Just bait out the fire bat and then just spin as soon as before he teleports away, and you're good to go.
And that's it. So get your GGs ready for P-Train.
Yep, we'll cross this bridge momentarily. I'll get the official race time for you as well. And we'll be finishing, and P-Train will be finishing first on our restream with an official race time of 1:25.26, which is good for second place overall, with Ravis taking the first place spot with 1:24.10. It's as simple as that. I go off on lose my breath over just reading out so many names. Probably will be once Lana Bean finishes.
GG's to P-Train. That was a very clean Ganon fight. We got the 1-1, and we got the 12 spins. Didn't miss Torch Glitch. Everything went right the way you want to see it.
Yeah, it's a very clean game overall. And here's P-Train for us. GG. This time I didn't roll a bad seed.
GG's.
GG's. Okay. Thoughts on the seed? Initial thoughts on the seed?
I mean, I don't know. It felt like a comfy seat for the most part. I'm surprised I got the podium finish with Flute being where it was. I thought for sure. I mean, because if I find Flute after TR, then Bo's go mode. So that's no left side swamp, no pyramid fairy, no catfish, and Zora. I thought I was gonna lose a lot more than I did. By a lot more than I did. But yeah, the Village of Outcast routing didn't go too well for me. That was kind of annoying. Starting at Hype Cave, finding Merit Dig Game, backtracking for K45 and Dig Spot, then finding Mitts, so having to backtrack again for the Smiths. That felt a little choppy. Felt bad to do Pod after the mountain, but other than that, everything went pretty smoothly.
Yeah. It was a good performance. Despite the differing routes, it came down. Between you and Lana Bean, Lana Bean was pretty much following you for the most part, but just got hung up by not going into the mountain as early as you did. But for granted, she did go into Turtle Rock like in that same area because why not? It's right there.
Yeah, and I gotta ask P-Train. So I'm wondering, were you having any flashbacks to that first SGL qualifier where the flute was in Hera basement? If you was that your next play? If you didn't find the flute in Spike Cave?
Oh no. So actually, believe it or not, I felt kind of like Ice Palace was the obvious play. Like, surely the seed wants us to go to Pendant Ice to find this stuff, right? Like, it's got to be the call. But I never touched Pendant Skull. And I thought that somebody who started their Dark World route in Hype Cave, or in the village, might have dove Skullwood. So I was feeling a little bit weird about the front of Skull. And then by proxy, the Graveyard Ledge Scout, and with where Mirror was, maybe even Graveyard Ledge. So I felt like those locations were liabilities. So I wanted to go to Ice, but I felt like the conservative play was probably clean up Skull in those overworld checks first. The second item in Hera was more or less dead to me. After Spike Cave, I was going straight to Graveyard Ledge, then cleaning up Bumper Ledge, then doing Swamp for both items. And after that, I would have done Ice.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we saw Lana do a similar. Once Lana did make her way up to Death Mountain, we saw her take a very similar route. Right, you dip into the cage check in Hera, find the ice rod, and say, "Cool, thanks, bye." That route really worked out really well for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of checking the first floor of Hera just to see what it's about, and then finding an item in the basement cage. That's great. You know the second item's going to be a key, or you know the second chest is going to be a key. Either big key, small key. It's going to be a key. I didn't care. If the mountain was completely empty, then maybe I dive Hera. But even at that point, you know, Pod and Eastern with the mirror was looking pretty good.
Looks like in chat we have someone confirming that the silver arrows were in Checkerboard Cave.
Yep, that was actually from our first place finisher, Ravis. But that was actually ended up being their first bow.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, I can see that if you got flute on the. Oh wow, man.
That's actually
yeah.
That's
an interesting route. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a route.
See, that's another reason, because I was debating on like left side swamp, what to do. Usually in that case, I like to go deeper into the seed, but I really dislike progressive bows as a rule. But this also, like, this seed was kind of one of those examples as to why I hate progressive bows. By that point in the seed, I'm looking to chase the logic as deep as I can. You know, the more progression I find, I want to follow that progression. I don't want to go back to previous spheres. Well, then you dive Swamp. You have 3 items left in Swamp, and you found the bow. You have absolutely no idea which bow you found. You know, was this the bow that logically you were expected to find? Is this the nice silvers that's just kind of cool if you find it? You don't know. So for all I know, bows in Eastern, and I don't want to leave these 3 items. I'm missing Bombos, which may be required. I don't have the flute. It also could be book leading the flute. Like, there's a number of items I could find that would help my situation, right? So it just, left side swamp felt like too much of a liability to leave. If I had found flute, then maybe I'm a little bit more eager to leave those items in left side swamp and play it a little bit more riskier. But the bow, just because there's 2 of them, it didn't feel like a strong enough direction to leave 3 items in swamp.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. There were some people like talking about earlier in the seed about your little bobblehead spread that you made, and I kind of brought mention to because you've been using it for a while now.
Yeah, I love it. They won't add it to the site though because it's too similar to regular Link. Although they're very eager. They're to be honest, they're quite awesome about including everyone's sprites that the community makes. But there is a higher standard when it comes to link-based sprites, and mine did not meet the standard, which is cool. You know, they can do it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's still funny either way. It's still pretty funny because it's most of the time like sprites take like 2 weeks. Like to bring for example my own sprite that's of my own character took like 2 weeks to finish. That was when I restarted the project after some time putting out the back burner.
Yeah, sprite work is not easy. It is like even doing the bobblehead sprite, which is as close as you can get to copy and paste as there is. There was still it took me the better part of an evening to do it just to figure out how to use the tool that you use to make the sprites. I used GIMP, so yeah, honestly, huge shout outs to all the sprite animators because y'all have, if you've never made a sprite, oh boy, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of the Frogling sprite, but I do have a question for Mike the Treyway at some point. I don't understand the bunny sprite, but I love that Frogling.
Yeah, I took like two. Mine was like I do some sprite work on the side. Now, not as often, but I do whenever I feel like I want to do a sprite of something. I will do it. I made like it to be pretty much how I see myself as like on the internet. I made it like my two characters, like my namesake character, and then his little robot companion as his bunny sprite, because I thought it would be kind of cute just to include some of my own, my own designs or some of the things that I've made for my character into this game, just to say, hey, it'll be a bit of fun to try it out. Those who are curious about it.
Into the Ganon fight with Lana Bean here. We had some nice clean dash strats on phase 1. Or phase 2, sorry.
Yeah, thank y'all very much for the interview and the restream. Unfortunately, I do have to step away, so I'll let y'all focus on the Lana Bean fight. And GG's to Lana Bean, GG's to everyone who's in the race room. I do have to head out, though. Thank you very much.
Thank you. GG's.
Regular Bow was in the that first chest and swamp after the small key.
Yeah, it's the first actual item check if you're not playing a key sanity mode.
Just a few more swings here from Lana Bean. Oof, she had the setup for the triple, but unfortunately taking a little bit of a hug from the pig there.
Yeah, it should still be fine. I think she still has blue pots in her inventory. If not, it might be a little close for comfort. There we go.
Get your GGs ready in chat. Lana Bean just needs to defeat the final boss here of the bridge.
Yeah, and that'll do it. We'll get the race time as well. And Lana Bean will be finishing second on our race stream with a race time of 1:36.42. And that will be good for 9th place overall amongst the 22 runners. Still top cut. That's really good. We had Vortex of Doom in 8th place with 1:33.59. Joss at 7th place of 1:32.32. Robs at 6th place, 1:31.45. Shire 5th place at 1:31.38. Artie Walsh at 4th with a time of 1:29.34. And then Tito at 3rd place with 1:26.17. And we'll get Lana Bean in pretty soon. And here's Lana Bean. GG.
GG's, Lana Bean.
Hold on. Look at her. All right. Are we good now? GG.
Look, we don't have audio from Lana Bean, but we do have her in the booth here, so hopefully she can hear us. GG's, Lana Bean. Well played.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get her feed on. But oh man, I got a lot of questions that because
While we're sorting out the audio here, by the way, make sure to follow the runners here. We got a great show put on for us by Lana Bean and Peachrin today. And big shout outs to our tracker, Akuhaish, for keeping our head straight in here.
Yeah, definitely it was a good performance from both of our runners here. Again, top COD for both players, definitely showing some of our best players. Hang on a second.
We're just sorting out some technical issues here, trying to get set up for the interview with Lana.
If possible, of course. Guess while we're waiting, let me pull up the schedule for coming up. Because we got some things.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
Oh. Discord went weird. Sorry.
All right. So GG. Okay, I have a lot of questions. First of all, how did you there's so many weird first of all, what was that in Kingston where you moved a little slower than your boots, and what happened with the library when you come up with your shovel? Because that I did not see that. I've never seen it out ever.
No idea. Those have happened to me a couple of times. I think it's when you toss a bomb or something and rush down, but it doesn't always happen. It's inconsistent, so I have no idea.
It looked great. You were doing a little moonwalk with the shovel there on your way out of the library.
Yeah, that was not intentional either. I thought I soft locked before it let me start moving again.
Oh no.
Well, I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious now because I want to see if I can replicate those because it sounds interesting. But anyway, overall thoughts on the scene?
It was great. I just didn't listen to it to go up to Death Mountain soon enough, so that pretty much cost me about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Didn't go into... it would have pointed me into Swamp for the hook shot, and the seed was very friendly. I just did not listen to it.
Yeah, you found that Turtle Rock care package in Saha's closet and pod, and once you had that, the play up to Death Mountain, when you got there, I was telling Professor Renderer during the seed, right, that it makes less sense to head straight up to Death Mountain if you don't know that the ice rod is sitting there waiting for you in Tower of Hera. So was that part of your decision-making process that you sort of wanted to be able to knock it all out in one go?
Part of it, I loved a route where I can just least dip extra places when I can, but unfortunately the way I routed was I didn't allow that. I double dipped Eastern and Pod and Swamp, so yeah, I just should have listened to it and got up to Death Mountain. There's just no easy way to say I fumbled it. I tried to recover it a bit when I sequence broke Fire Rod and Pod and knew that bow had to be somewhere readily available. So I was like, well, if hook shot's in the back of a skull, maybe I'm saved. But no, it wasn't.
Yep, that's rando, right? If hookshot's on left side swamp, you look like a genius. So
Pretty much. I was given consideration to abandoning swamp as soon as I got the bow, but then I don't know. I was basically just looking for ways to recover after I got to that point because I knew I was going to fall way behind.
Yeah, but
oh, sorry. Go ahead, Professor.
no, I was gonna say, but I'll let you go just really quick. Getting that, it's still top card, so it's really good. All right, now you go.
Oh, I was gonna say basically the same thing. You put on a great show. You showed off some cool glitches. I love seeing the stair extension in pod. The pod clip is great. You showed us using the spin speed and the Samaria block to climb Death Mountain staircase a little bit higher, and a great finish. So,
thank you. It was a fun race. Thanks for hosting and commentating, and
No problem.
thanks for tracking and everything. And gosh, this was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. And that kind of wraps up everything here. So, but coming up tonight, we do have our Zelda 1 weekly race on SG1. And then later on, we do have the on tomorrow. We have, so far at least, we are starting the invitational playoffs for the ALTTPR League. Our first matchup of the day during this period will be at 4:10 p.m. No channel has been assigned yet, but it will be Hayfield Bay versus In the Name of DT. So that will be pretty fun, and we also have more. We do have the SMZ3 community race and another daily race coming up tomorrow. No race has been assigned to it yet, but we will keep your eyes out for it. Follow the channel, follow the Speed Gaming channels, Speed Gaming 2 through 6, the multilingual channels, Portuguese, Dutch, French, Dutch, and Spanish, and then of course follow the runners and the trackings and all that. They're all there for you, available to you. And I mean, if you have any last words to say, Dr. before we sign things off.
Yeah, this was a great race. GG's to the runners, and looking forward to the next one.
All right. So I guess all I gotta say is thanks for watching, and just have a good day.
See ya.